The film Real Women Have Curves follows Ana Garcia, a young Mexican-American woman coming of age in East Los Angeles. On the surface, the film tells a familiar story about growing up, family conflict, and body image. But beneath that, the film is a powerful example of what sociologist Kimberly Crenshaw calls intersectionality, the idea that gender, race, and class don't operate separately, but combine to shape lived experiences. In this video essay, I examine how three feminist scholars, Crenshaw, Patricia Hale Collins, and Ada Hurtado, help us understand the pressures Ana faces and how her journey becomes an act of feminist resistance.
Well, how much do they pay us to make these dresses?
$18 for assembling each.
And how much do they sell them for at the stores?
Well, they sell them at Bloomingdale's for $600.
We make them for $18, they sell them for $600. Does this seem right to you, Estella?
Just work, okay?
The sewing factory is the perfect starting point for intersectionality. As Crenshaw argues, women of color experience oppression not just as women and not just as people of color, but in the intersection of those identities. In this scene, Ana questions why the woman earns so little while the dresses sell for hundreds of dollars. Her work is undervalued because of gender, race, and class position all at once. Crenshaw writes that Black and brown women are often marginalized within both feminist and anti-racist discourses. Ana exposes this marginalization without naming it. The factory relies on the labor of immigrant Latina women, yet those women remain invisible and exploited.
It's because I love you that I make your life so miserable.
You don't love me so much.
¿Y tú, niña?
Stella, if you don't pay me, how am I going to save up any money?
¿Por what?
Forget it.
Ay, Ana, you're so selfish.
Intersectionality isn't only about institutions, it's embedded in families. Ana's mother, Carmen, expects obedience and silence. When Ana asks a reasonable question about unpaid wages, she is scolded for speaking her mind. This reflects what Crenshaw calls structural limits placed on women of color. Challenging exploitation becomes disrespect. Complaining becomes ungratefulness. Speaking becomes talking back.
Mira tu pastelote.
Pastel, ay, señor. ¿Pero qué no la ve que está más grandota que el pastel?
Here we shift into what Patricia Hale Collins describes as interlocking systems of oppression. Collins argues that racism, sexism, class inequality, and beauty standards work together to regulate how women of color are supposed to behave. Carmen's comments about weight aren't simply a personal criticism, they echo societal beauty norms that devalue bodies like Ana's. Collins writes that these systems create controlling images of women, pressuring them to conform in order to be considered worthy. Ana resists this by refusing shame, even though the comments come from someone she loves.
Ándale, date prisa. Straighten up. Walk like a lady. Even I, in my condition, I walk like a lady.
Carmen's command that Ana walk like a woman is a lesson in gender policing. According to Collins, femininity for women of color is often tied to respectability, modesty, and purity. These expectations are intensified by cultural norms in Latina households.
You did it.
What?
You got in.
What?
The dean called me personally with the news.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Your daughter's been accepted for admission to Columbia University with a full scholarship.
Please, come in. Sit down.
I got accepted with a scholarship?
So, where is this Columbia University?
It's in New York City.
New York?
What's wrong with that?
Look, Mr. Guzman, it isn't that we don't want Anna to go to college, but all the way to New York? I'm sure there must be wonderful colleges in this area.
But none of them is Columbia University.
Papa, you don't understand. It's one of the best schools in the nation.
Sir, You left your country for a better opportunity. And now it's Anna's turn.
Look, Mr. Guzman.
Raúl, mire, señor Guzman. We are a family, and we intend to stay that way.
This scene captures the tension Ada Hurtado describes in The Color of Privilege. Hurtado writes that Latina women are often caught between cultural loyalty and the desire for autonomy. Anna's acceptance into Colombia represents upward mobility and independence, things that challenge traditional gender roles. Hurtado argues that sexism within Latino communities often shows up as expectations that daughters stay close, care for the family, and limit ambition. Anna's fears that her education might distance her from them, and this fear is expressed as criticism rather than celebration.
You tramp.
This moment is one of the strongest examples of Hurtado's critique of sexism in Latina families. The policing of Anna's sexuality is about control. Daughters must remain pure, obedient, and tightly monitored. Hurtado explains that Latina women are often taught that their bodies are a source of honor or shame, something to be regulated for the sake of family respectability. Anna's mother reacts not out of concern, but from internalized patriarchal norms that place moral value on virginity. Anna's decision to explore her sexuality on her own terms is an act of self-definition and therefore feminist resistance.
What are you doing?
Hi, Mama, come on. It's so hot. All the steam has me sweating like a pig.
This is the emotional heart of the film and the clearest moment of intersectional feminist resistance. Here, the women create a space where they reject shame and reclaim their bodies. Their bodies have been sites of regulation, exploitation, and criticism from the fashion industry, from society, and from their own families. Patricia Hill Collins writes that resistance often happens in the community, where women of color create alternative spaces to affirm one another. This scene captures that beautifully. They laugh, they dance, they admire their stretch mark, and they celebrate being real women. This is resistance against the Eurocentric beauty standards, sexism, racism, and class-based invisibility. As Crenshaw would note, it's resistance happening at the intersection of all three.
How dare anybody try to tell me what I should look like or what I should be when there's so much more to me than just my weight?
What's wrong with wanting to be thin and sexy?
Rosalie, you don't get it.
Well, I want to be taken seriously, respected for what I think, not for how I look.
Exactly, thank you.
What if you don't think anything? Ay, Rosalie. Ay, I look like a cow.
Rosalie, shut up. Stand up. Look at yourself. If you're a cow, then I'm a hippo.
And I'm an elephant.
And I'm Orca. Ay, Rosalie, you are so skinny in comparison to all of us.
No, I'm not. Look at my fat hips.
Oh, come on.
And my cellulite.
You want to see cellulite? All right, here we go. You started.
Hannah!
It's not that cellulite. This is cellulite. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excuse me, ladies.
Estela!
This is cellulite.
Ay, Stella, it's not that bad.
Look.
It's not.
No tiene nada.
But you don't understand. I got all these stretch marks in my arms and chichis. Look.
That's small, honey.
No.
You want stretch marks? There you go. Okay? I have stretch marks that go from north to south.
Ladies, let me show you stretch marks.
Pancha!
From east to west.
Jesus, she wins. Pero que se han vuelto locas.
Ladies, look how beautiful we are.
Y que bien se siente, ¿verdad? To be rid of all these clothes and just let it all hang out. Okay, ladies, we have work to do. Come on.
Who cares what we look like when no one's watching us? No, Mama, aren't you hot?
Ay, déjame.
In the final scene, Anna chooses to leave for New York for Columbia University. This moment is tender but painful. She wants her mother's blessing, and she doesn't get it. Still, she goes. This is Anna embracing what Hurtado calls autonomy in the face of cultural pressure. It's also what Collins describes as reclaiming self-definition, choosing your own meaning, your own path, outside of oppressive expectations. And in Crenshaw's terms, Anna is stepping out of the overlapping systems that have constrained her since childhood. Her departure is not a rejection of culture or family, but it's a refusal to let those expectations define her limits. Real Women Have Curves is not just a coming-of-age story. It's a portrait of how Latina women navigate intersectional oppression shaped by race, gender, class, culture, and beauty norms. Through Crenshaw's Intersectionality, Collins' interlocking systems of oppression, and Hurtado's analysis of Latina identity and sexism, Anna's journey becomes clear. She resists. She redefines herself, and she claims her own body, voice, and future. Her story shows that feminist resistance is not always loud or dramatic.